Long before a racehorse reaches the winner's circle, a horse must be bred, raised, and trained. And along its journey, that horse will change hands more than once. Around the world, people are searching for potential, and in the horse world, that potential means competition, money, and fame. The stakes are high. Prospectors will comb over young horses, assessing their conformation, note the financial success of a horse's dam or sire, and mark the horse's speed on a track. Buyers, agents, and companies are speculating on which horse will become the next champion. For 1,000 years, across the globe, men have gathered for the trading of horses. These events have long brought the wealthiest and poorest together on the same dirt, side by side, hands equally soiled as they judge, feel, and watch mounds of horse muscle and spirit, looking for that winning combination. And although horse racing has lost some of its former dominance in the sports world, globally, it continues to be the sport of choice for queens, sheikhs, commoners, and gamblers. And with that comes the trading of horses. Horse sales can be found worldwide, but in particular are the sales for the exchange of thoroughbred racing horses. And one of these can be found in Ocala, Florida. In fact, it's one of the most important thoroughbred sales in the world, the Ocala Breeders Sale. Most horses in the Northern Hemisphere are born between January and April, but by the next January 1st, they are all considered to be one-year-old horses, or yearlings. When yearlings go to a sale, they're still young and physically unformed, and they're too young to run on a track. So buyers will look over the young horses, checking their conformation and watching them walk. They speculate on which yearling will become the next champion, and there's a gamble to be taken. After purchase, the young horse will be taught to wear a saddle and to take a rider, and this significantly increases their value. Traditionally, thoroughbred sales in the U.S. were for yearlings or for broodmares, but the Florida breeders changed that in 1975. Prior to this, Kentucky's famous Keeneland sale was focused on selling yearlings in September, and Kentucky horses have glorious and desirable pedigrees. To gain an advantage over the Kentucky rivals, Florida breeders chose to hold their own sale in the spring and showcase not yearlings, but Florida-bred 2-year-old horses. By showcasing 2-year-old horses in the spring, breeders could show off the talent of their mature horses and do it while the weather was still inclement in the other parts of the U.S. This was a big draw and got the attention and interest of buyers. And so, Ocala Breeders Sale and Florida breeders carved a niche for themselves. Today, the Ocala Breeders Sale is known for pioneering the sale of 2-year-old thoroughbred horses. In fact, they sell more 2-year-old horses than any other sales company in the world. And although horses are the focus of the menagerie, they really aren't the most interesting things about the sale. The sale, or any racing event, is a vehicle to pull together striking horsemen from around the world, people who have grit and tenacity and are impassioned by the horse form, people who know the bloodlines of the horses better than their own genealogy, and people who dedicate their lives and time to breeding, raising, training, and racing these magnificent animals. Attend a sale in Ocala and expect to hear a variety of languages: Korean, Japanese, Arabic, French, Russian, and of course, Spanish and English. You'll walk amongst agents who represent kings, sheikhs, and the newly rich. They all fly into Ocala to scalp for their next $1 million winner, and they're willing to pay for it. But don't attend the sale to see the rich and famous. You really can't tell who is who. Horses are a grounding element, and the air of the sale is earthy, courteous, professional, but it is also intense, as the exchange of large sums of money and the competition of auction bring on a serious demeanor. Sport horsemen are quiet people, and they're unintentionally gypsy and isolationist in nature. To engage in any horse sport naturally means that the people must travel long hours with their horses during the sport or sale season. They live in trailers and hotels, and sometimes they even sleep in the barn. And when they're not traveling, they can be found deep in the fields or in their barns, caring for their horses. They come together briefly for events such as this one. The Ocala Breeders Sale, or any racing event, is really about the people who keep this sport alive, and they do it by sheer will and desire. And if you're lucky enough to attend a sale, you'll meet some of the most impassioned and dedicated people. They're driven by the arcane and unnameable desire for the horse, a relationship that is ancient, immutable, and speaks to how man can and wants to commune with nature.